In San Diego, the city council has tabled the plastic ban issue here, saying they want to wait for a decision from Sacramento. Joining me here in the studio is a ban supporter, Roger Kuby with San Diego Surfrider Foundation, and by phone, Mark Daniels with Hylex Poly, a plastic bag manufacturer who opposes the ban. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you, Peggy.
Now, Roger, briefly remind us why Surfrider supports a plastic bag ban.
Sure, Peggy. The Surfrider Foundation supports a plastic bag ban, really due to the fact that we're on the forefront of the plastic pollution issue. Just for example, in San Diego County, we host over 45 public beach cleanups per year. About 80% of what we find is plastic pollution, and fully intact plastic checkout bags make up the fourth most commonly found item. Another example, more of at an international scale, the Ocean Conservancy, we host a coastal cleanup. They host a coastal cleanup day every year, and about 440,000 plastic checkout bags were picked up by volunteers on that particular day.
And before we address this, Mark, I know Hylex Plastics Poly has said they're against this ban because of jobs and money. What's at stake for your company, which is based in South Carolina, and the industry in general?
Well, Peggy, I'm the chairman of the American Progressive Bag Alliance, and we represent 30,800 American jobs, including 2,000 in the state of California. When we're talking about the cost, one of the things that we find to be very difficult about this bill is they ban plastic bags. They put a full 10-cent fee on both paper bags and then thicker plastic bags that are 5 times thicker than the standard grocery bags. And that's an unprecedented transfer of wealth of up to $442 million every year from hardworking Californians to the shareholders of grocery chains. The grocery stores keep all of that money, and as a matter of fact, they don't even have to pay tax on that revenue.
And let's get your response to that, Roger. It's an issue, jobs and the economy. How do you respond to that?
Well, certainly we don't advocate for job loss. Fortunately, SB 270 has an amendment in the bill that will allow for the plastic bag manufacturers here in California to retool and retrain their employees to avoid job loss. And also, you really need to take, if you're talking about the financial economic impact, you need to take into account figures such as the state of California has reported that plastic checkout bag litter costs the Californians about $25 million a year to clean up. That doesn't take into account the number of hours cleaning up the coastline, et cetera. So there are a lot of economic costs to plastic checkout bag pollution.
Let me be specific about that. Other California cities, including Solana Beach, have plastic bag bans in effect. How effective have they been, and what's the impact been on local businesses?
The reports coming out of LA County, for example, San Jose, San Francisco, who have had this type of bag ordinance for a little while now, show, at least in LA County, showed a 90% reduction in single or couple time use bags. So this includes both plastic and paper. We certainly don't advocate for people to switch to paper bags. The 10-cent fee is geared to incentivize people to bring reusable bags. So the results have shown that it's been working.
Let me get back to Mark on this. Mark, what about the idea that plastic manufacturers throughout the country and here in California could change their factory to produce things like corn-based or biodegradable bags instead?
Well, if a plastic bag ends up in a landfill, it like anything else, food scraps does not degrade. They intentionally are sanitary landfills because you do not want methane gas from biodegradation to happen. So putting things like PLA additives into plastic bag is not necessarily any kind of a solution. And please remember that plastic bag litter in studies in San Francisco, in San Jose, are a fraction of 1%, 0.4% of plastic bag litter in San Jose with their study. Every California community that has put a ban into place has had their waste management budget increase since the beginning of the bag ban. So it has very little environmental or financial impact. So for the state to think they're going to save $25 million is very disingenuous. It's just, that this was done by the National Center for Policy Analysis, and, it's very fact-based information.
Let me end on this, Mark, with you. As you mentioned, several of California's big cities already have implemented a ban. Do you think a statewide ban is actually inevitable here?
No, we do not. Quite honestly, with the legislators that we have talked to, gone over all of the cited facts as opposed to the great deal of imagery and myths that some environmental organizations have put out there for their own benefit. We have many legislators that really think this is a very bad piece of legislation, especially lining the pockets of the grocers. All
right, well, we are going to have to follow up on this, and there's a lot more on our website. Mark Daniels and Roger Kuby, thank you so much.
Thank you, Peggy. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Roger.